Then the bar results came out. I didn't tell anyone in my family, not my parents, not Nathan, not my aunt. I didn't post it on social media. I didn't share it in the family group chat, which was still somehow always buzzing with updates about Nathan's vision or pictures of his dog with captions like CEO vibes. Instead, I told my mentor at the firm, who smiled and clapped me on the back and said, "Welcome aboard, counselor." And then, this was the part that caught me off guard. He called his friend at the New York Herald, who wrote a small feature article on the best performing bar candidates of the year. My name was there, my photo, my GPA, a quote about perseverance. It even mentioned my scholarship record and the fact that I'd landed a federal clerkship straight out of school. I didn't send it to anyone in my family, but someone else did. A week after the article came out, I was in the middle of boxing up books in my apartment, getting ready to move into a new place downtown. The firm had offered to cover my first 6 months, when I heard a knock at the door. I opened it to find my dad standing there in a windbreaker and khakis, holding a folded newspaper in one hand. His face looked tight, like he wasn't sure how to start the conversation. It had been months since we'd seen each other in person. He held up the paper. It was the Herald article. My photo was circled in red ink. I didn't say anything. I just leaned against the doorframe. "Why didn't you tell us?" he said. His voice wasn't angry. It was confused, like he genuinely didn't understand why I wouldn't share the biggest moment of my life with him, like he'd forgotten every time they'd made me feel invisible, like the last 20 years hadn't happened. I just nodded toward the paper. "Go ahead. Read the headline." He looked down. Ian Maxwell, first-gen student and top bar scorer, joins prestigious firm after beating the odds. He blinked. "First-gen? You're not." I cut him off. "You never showed up, Dad. Not for this. Not for anything. So maybe the odds weren't the only thing I had to beat." His mouth opened slightly, like he was going to say something, defend himself, maybe. But then he just closed it again. I watched the realization sink in, watched him realize this wasn't just about missing a ceremony. This was about a lifetime of choosing Nathan, of downplaying everything I did, of letting me carry the weight of the world while they rolled out the red carpet for someone who never carried anything but ego. Before he could speak again, my phone buzzed on the kitchen counter. I turned and walked inside to answer it. I didn't invite him in. I didn't close the door either. I just let him stand there. The call was from the firm. I picked it up with a calm voice, my eyes still watching the doorway. "Hey. Yeah, sorry, just handling something. I'll be there Monday morning. Thanks again." When I turned back, he was still standing there, but his shoulders were slumped. He looked older than I remembered, smaller. He opened his mouth again, and that's when I realized he wasn't there to argue or justify. He was searching for the version of me that used to bend, the kid who'd soften when Dad got that disappointed look, the son who used to crave a pat on the back, no matter how late or undeserved it was. But that version of me didn't live here anymore. I waited for him to say whatever he thought might fix things, something rehearsed, some variation of "we're proud" or "we didn't know it meant that much." Instead, what came out was, "Your mom didn't mean it like that about Nathan's launch. She just thought." I raised a hand. Don't make this about what she meant. I told you the date months in advance. You knew what it took for me to get there. I didn't even want to be a lawyer at first. I did it because I thought maybe, just maybe, if I followed all the right steps, I'd finally